housing market is heading into a slower construction cycle, with new home starts projected to decline over the next 3 years as economic uncertainty weighs on buyers and builders. There is no economic uncertainty. Let me give you the real stats or real perspective on that. Okay. In 2020, 2021, builders went crazy to get ahead of everyone else. I can show you properties where they would never get approved today, but back then everybody's getting fees. And here's what happened. Provincial governments, municipal governments were adding on fees, federal government adding on fees. Everybody's going through the market and they're making a whole bunch of money. And who's paying for that? You, me. Why? Because as the prices go up, someone's got to pay for it. It's not the builder. Now, because the demand goes higher, all construction costs go up. The dollar per square foot goes up because all of a sudden there's a high demand for wood, or there's a high demand for flooring, high demand for windows. It's just supply and demand. Economics 101. Now, today, 5 to 6 years later, as these buildings are coming to fruition, there's an inventory glut. You've been hearing about this. Oh my gosh, last year, people are walking away from $100,000 deposits. Why? Because it's a mess. Nobody wants a $300 to $400 square foot, 500 square foot. And forgive me if I got the square footage wrong, but they call them the dog crate condos in Toronto. Now, that message doesn't translate into Calgary, doesn't translate into Edmonton. But as those were going down, people moved to Alberta, going, okay, it's cheaper in Alberta. And then they pushed that market up through the roof. In BC, Vancouver, same kind of problem that was going to be happening in Toronto. And all of a sudden, everybody's pushing to get as many of these condos out because they think the demand's going to go on forever. And all of a sudden, everything shifts. Market shifts. Geopolitical environment shift. Our relationship with our closest neighbors shifts. Now, if anyone tries to tell you the tariffs alone are the reason, it's bullshit. Our market was on the move down before the tariffs ever came in. This is a great cover story, great camouflage for what's going on. Because if we went to immigration and then went to immigration zero and people were living 6, 7, 8 people to a house and you could rent them out and charge everybody $300-500 a person and cover your mortgage, great. But the reality is in Canada, for 25 years, how do you buy a single family home with a suite, rent it out and cover the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, and the fees of running property? It was almost impossible. But all of a sudden this happened. People were then flipping properties by using these condos, by buying in at low price. But the way it works is you buy in early enough, you get the lowest prices. The builder keeps selling, the price goes up. By the time your condo's built, you should be able to flip it, make a profit, or sign the contract or whatever. These are all real techniques. But when everyone's doing it at the same time and there's no one to buy them, that, by its very nature, is crazy. And by the way, honey, the wrapper does not make any sound. We both looked over and was like, ooh, we want turtles. I love turtles.